Alright, well, hello YouTube. This is Joseph Quick with Buddy and Athena. I found out that she is a girl instead of a boy, so I changed the name from Aries to Athena. And if you know Greek mythology, then you would know why. And the reason the name is the way it is because at times, just out of nowhere, she goes, "You know what? I don't like you. I'm going to bite you." And just does a real quick tag. But today, I actually want to go over a topic that is very controversial in the reptile community. And what that is using glass aquariums for the reptile glass aquariums, or using the fish tank aquariums, glass enclosures versus plastic enclosures. Of course, for this one here, this is more of a travel enclosure, or just a holder. I've got a project going on back here that I don't want revealed yet. Or these big, long enclosures. Well, plastic totes. That's part of it. But, that's our sock. Don't worry, it's clean. So, in my opinion, the plastic totes are more for soaking your animal, as I have done with Buddy. And as a quarantine. So, whenever I first got Athena, I put her actually in there, even though I know I got her from a good, reliable source. So I just put her in there for a day or two just to watch her, to make sure that she was ready and set and there was nothing wrong with her. Of course, I did that after I put her in here. I found her, took her out, and put her in here. And I put just a very, very thin layer of aspen bedding. But also, too, as you can tell, with these enclosures, I've changed them up. But I personally, back to the topic, I personally believe that these glass enclosures are more for your display animals, as Athena and Buddy are my display animals. So I don't get why people would put their display animals in these, unless you're having to quarantine them. You're having to quarantine your animal, quarantine them, or you just put them in here for the time being because you're having to clean out their enclosure, as I've had to do with this guy because of that one corner. Because of this corner here. But I don't get why you would permanently leave your display reptile or snake, even for that matter, in a glass enclosure over a plastic one, unless you manage to get a super good deal, as I did with Athena, and you were wanting that snake, but you didn't have the aquarium, so you just ran and got one of these, or you already had one of these set up. And you just did the glass heating pad. You put the glass down on the base, can't talk. You put the heating pad on the piece of glass, and then you put from Zoom Ed, the heating pads, they come with 4 little things that you can put on all 4 corners to raise it up enough to where you can get ventilation. And then stick your heating pad to the glass. and just use that for temporary purposes until you could actually get one of these. Now, however, if I was doing breeding, then yes, I would be using these all day, every day, because it would eventually just get way too expensive. Way too expensive to keep on putting my animals in their glass enclosures. Look at him. In their glass enclosures than this. Because with these, if you're going to breed, you can do few substrates. But the one substrate that I've been told by multiple people that have reptiles and by DFW Reptarium to stay away from is this big chunky aspen bedding, because aspen bedding will stick to everything. Will stick to everything. So that is why with Buddy's enclosure, I took out all of his aspen bedding and put in the Eco Earth. But the reason is because it sticks to everything. But back to the main topic. Like I said, I prefer these aquariums, aquarium tanks or reptile tanks for your display animals and as their main home, not plastic totes. Of course, now, if you get a tarantula and you got a tote like this, it's actually a lot cheaper. And also, too, tarantulas don't really get to hold much because it stresses them out. But also, too, at the same time, I would rather use totes like these for transportation. If you don't have a critter tote, or you just happen to have one laying around. But also, too, at the same time, use glass aquarium. I prefer to use glass aquariums and spend the extra money to display my animals. Of course, I know with Athena, you don't really get to see her that much. You hardly get to see her. But whenever you do see her, she's amazing. She's beautiful. So that's one thing that I think needs to be covered. And another reason why I prefer glass over plastic is because glass, if you get a certain amount of moisture in here, so let's say you're trying to put your snake through shed, or trying to help it go through shed, and you put in this Eco Earth and a New Zealand sphagnum moss, and you put that in here, it's going to mildew. It's going to rot. It's going to melt. Not melt, but it's going to mildew and it's going to rot. And then you just destroyed a perfectly good tote. So that's another reason why I prefer the glass enclosures over these. But also too, it is your choice to either go glass or plastic. That is your choice. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you're doing this wrong because you're using plastic tote as for your display animal over glass. I personally do not like it because it does not look too good. Because, I mean, look, it's cloudy. Alright, so look. Alright. That's a little sting. Alright, so look right there, directly in front. See, it's cloudy. Now I'm only moving the tote. So see, clear, cloudy. You're not actually going to be able to get to see your animal too much. I don't get why you would use plastic over glass if you have the money. Now, if you don't have the money, like I said, but yeah, you're going to get a super good deal on a snake, and you want to take it, and this is all you've got, I'm not going to blame you. Go ahead and take it. But, like I said, it is your opinion. Alright, ready? So, Athena, wherever she is, buddy, hey buddy, wanna look? And I are gonna get out of here. Alright, so remember, always be prepared and stay safe and love your animals. Peace.